What is going on, guys? We are back with the Residual Earners Podcast, episode 27. We have a very special guest today. I'm Jordan.
I'm Presley.
And we are going to let Presley tell us about our guest on the channel today.
Well, we are blessed and highly favored. We got one of our top money earners, and this episode of Residual Earners is going to cover how to be a success in network marketing. I mean, that's really going to be our topic, and we couldn't have a better guy to be here. Top money earner, Mr. Alex Rodriguez.
Hey, Presley. Hey, Jordan. Good to be here.
Well, we are happy to have you, and obviously, like Presley said, we're going to kind of dive into some network marketing stuff. Whenever you have somebody very successful, it's nice to pick their brain, see what works for them, and hopefully, we can give you some nuggets that work in your world. Like always, guys, please go down in the comments, let us know what you think. Subscribe to the channel, hit that little bell for us. We are trying hard to put out content every single week that's quality, that brings value into your lives, and today will be no different.
It is going to be a fun time, and I'm going to challenge you to get something to take a couple of notes on because there's going to be nuggets flying around everywhere. Alex, obviously, you and I have been buddies for, 12 years now. It seems like a long time. I didn't have as much gray hair as I do now, but I'm still here. That's a good thing. But tell everybody, a little about you, a little about your family. How did you get into networking?
Well, sometimes people are looking for an opportunity, but sometimes the opportunity finds you. My two brothers, someone that I love and respect, they were the one that approached me. I was in the restaurant industry for over 20 years when they approached me and they just say, the brother talk, hey, bro, we need to get smarter, and we need to find a way to make income even though if we're not there. Because, this is funny, but it's true. They told me, we are hardworking people, but we are getting older, and we're not going to be able to work hard forever. And it's that kind of thing that makes sense, and you go, yeah. So that's when I decided to be part of network marketing.
I love it. And what did you say about the barbecue business? I love it how you word
yeah,
that.
I was there for 20 years, minding my own barbecue business, selling ribs, chicken, baked potatoes. That was my gig. And but it just made sense because the industry that we're part of, everybody is a potential customer. Everybody's using already the services, so I say, why not?
Yeah, and I love it when we're doing live meetings. Alex will go, what is it on Monday, Wednesday, Friday? You're Alejandro, and which one? What's the word on that one? I love it.
Right. My real name is Alejandro, but if I'm presented as Alejandro, I have to speak Spanish. Right. So I just pick the days, and Alex will be English. So. No worries.
So since we're doing this in English today, you'll be Alex. Is that right?
Alex
Not
Rodriguez.
Alejandro.
That's right.
Well, hey, tell people also, how many family members do you guys have doing this business now?
Over 40 members of our family, including our mom, cousins, our children are part of the industry as well. So, yeah.
It's pretty crazy, huh? Every time he says that, I go, man, I'm slacking because I don't have that many. I got a few family members, but I don't have 40 some odd. I know that much. Hey, tell folks, we're just going to, just be basic on how to be successful at this like you have. Everybody's going to be out there wanting to be like Alex Rodriguez. But tell folks, whatever company you're with, should you be your own best customer?
Absolutely. I mean, you got to be product of the product. Number one, I mean, there's so many reasons why you have to do it. You have to know the process, how it works. You have to try for yourself. And when you do that, it becomes so easy because you're not going to be selling. You're going to be sharing something that you're already using. And when people ask you a question, how does it work? Do you recommend it? Of course, I've been a customer for months, for years. So that just takes pressure away from you, being your own best customer.
Well, yeah, and you're saving money, but you also at least with most companies, I know with ours, you get a commission back also. So you get a good deal, and you're making money on yourself, and you're like Alex says, you're a product of the product. You can talk with passion about it because you like it. I mean, it makes it so easy. If I'm trying to get Alex to buy something I have, and he says, "Well, how do you like it?" and I go, "Oh, I don't use it." I mean, what are the odds of you getting that sale then? You're not,
No.
you know, I mean, it's just not going to happen. But I think whatever company you're with, you want to use the services. You want to be your own best customer. I mean, you need to count on yourself more than anybody else, and get everything that makes sense for you to get. I just think that's just common sense. If I had a carpet company, I'm not going to run to the carpet company down the street and buy my carpet if I want to carpet one of my rooms. So it's just a common sense things that you want to be your own best customer. All right. What about plugging into things? I know our company just had a big convention in Cleveland that we were at, but how important is it for people to plug into local meetings, Zooms, conventions, national conventions, whatever, Alex?
Well, I mean, the more events that you attend, the more knowledge that you have. You're gonna hear people, you're gonna learn from there what they're doing, you're gonna be updated on all the new services, the new compensation plan, whatever. It's like this. If you go to the events, you're gonna be ahead of the people that didn't go to the event already for months. That's the advantage. And sometimes the event needs you, and other times you need to go to the event to get energized, because that's what's going to happen there. And then you're going to network with people that perhaps came from the same industry as you did, and it's just a lot of knowledge at the event.
You know, and I always throw this out there that I have been blessed to speak at Eric Worre's events and a bunch of different events that have multiple companies there, lots of companies. When I'm talking to those leaders, I have not found one leader of any company that doesn't attend the big events. So to me, that's kind of a clue to success, that if the top money earners are getting to the big events, then by golly, we need to be at the big events. Tell me this. I know with me, Alex, I made my big decision. I remember it was at the Anatole Hotel here in Dallas, and I'm sitting out in the crowd in the big ballroom. I think today I could get you within about 5 feet of where I was sitting because it was that big of a moment for me. But I remember I hadn't been in networking long. I went to the event, and I'm watching all those people walk across the stage as top money earners and getting promoted and all that sort of stuff. And I remember sitting there thinking, the next event, I want to be up there. It was where I made my decision to really get serious about it, because I'm seeing people that look like me walk across that stage, and I'm going, if they can do it, I can do it. You feel the same way? Do you remember when you kind of really made that commitment?
Absolutely. I mean, same like you. When this is our first direct sales network marketing business that I'm part of it, and the thing that I decided was I was gonna be very coachable. I wanted to have the lifestyle of people like you, people that was already a top money earner. I started from zero, right? Zero team, zero customers, and I say, what I need to do to be like these guys up here. Number one, they say you need to sit at the front. And then I just started learning what they were, the way they speak, the way they dress, pretty much everything. I just started picking the best version of everyone. And I just inserted that into my business. And yeah, I remember that moment too, when I decided to be a top money earner. I don't think I achieved it the next year, but I continued to work. And it was a special moment because that following year, my brother Oscar became a top money earner, and I was so happy for him. I cried, and I remember I was hugging him, congratulating him and everything. And next thing you know, my name pops on the screen as a top money earner. So that was special. Those moments are unique. They change your life forever, your career. Makes you believe that you can do it. Yeah.
And speaking of that, it doesn't take special ability, does it? It just takes action.
It's all about massive action, imperfect, massive action. It doesn't have to be perfect. That's the
Absolutely.
that's the big mistake a lot of people make. They want to get a master's degree on the industry before they go out. You don't have to do that. It's just imperfect, massive action.
That's what you always say is you were ignorance on fire.
Buddy, I'm telling you, when we got started, like Alex, I hadn't been a networker before. I was a basketball coach, and I didn't know what in the frick I was talking about. I didn't know a whole lot about the services. I couldn't tell you a lot of things, but I was excited, and I was on fire. And as Randy Hedge says, you've heard him say it, Alex, if you'll get fired up, people will come from miles around to watch you burn. And there is truth to that statement. I was just excited, and people were looking at me like I was crazy, but they were joining. Yep. I always tell folks nowadays, it's not so much what you say as it is how you say it.
Yep.
If you're pumped up and fired up, people are going to listen to you. I mean, they don't want to miss out. They think, hey, there must be something going on here. This guy's too excited, or this gal's too excited. If you're talking to people and you look like your dog just got ran over, you're not going to get many people following you.
No.
You'll find out just in life in general, people like to follow people that are excited, that they seem like they know where they're going. They seem like they know what they're doing. Now, I didn't know what I was doing when I first started, but I was pumped up and fired up and excited about everything. Now, Alex was talking about how he wanted to be like everybody else. I'm sitting here looking at him in his suit.
I know.
I mean, we need to flip it around and start looking like him, huh? I mean, I'm just going, Alex. And every time I see Alex, no matter where we are, he always looks GQ, I mean, he is.
Thank you. Thank you, Presley.
Oh my gosh, I'm just going, geez, I hadn't really thought about that till he said that a minute ago, and I thought, geez, he's putting us to shame, Jordo.
Wow.
But my gosh, it's good. My gosh, I think the key to this business, Alex, if you agree with me, is if you'll become a good inviter, you can be a success in this business. Would you please hit on that?
Absolutely. I mean, when somebody goes into this industry, you got to be coachable, right? And the first thing don't worry, you don't have to be a presenter. I'm sure there's going to be people on your team or one of your leaders that is going to present for you while you learn. So it's about making a team where you're going to become a professional inviter, and your upline or your leader is going to complement you presenting. And so you have to basically work on that. Just make sure you invite people over to see the information. And the secret to become a good inviter to where you can put a lot of people in front of the information is to focus on the invitation, not to try to share your compensation plan while you are inviting people. We don't mix the invitation with the presentation. That's crucial.
That's a good nugget right there.
That's a good. Did y'all get that one? Don't mix the invitation and the presentation. I used to call that, and I've kind of got away from it, and I don't know why, but I'd say don't get in the valley of death, because you're trying to invite somebody to just take a look. That's all we want them to do is look. We're not trying to convince anybody of anything. We're just looking for the ones that are looking. But you invite, but then all of a sudden you start trying to throw in tidbits of how it all works, and then you tell them just enough that they go, "Nah, I'm not interested." And you're going, "Wait a minute, you haven't seen anything." "Yeah, no, what you said, I'm not interested in." So tell us or tell them. You bump into somebody, they're a waiter, waitress, they're a salesperson, they're whatever. What do you say to people, not friends, but just people you're bumping into? What do you say to them to pique their interest?
Well, I mean, if there's an opportunity to make a connection, I try to build a little rapport, and then just ask the question straight up. "Hey, today more than ever, are you perhaps open to earn some additional income besides, what you're doing? And if I'm at a restaurant, that's the industry that I was on. So I know how it works. I know always people are looking always for extra money. And so I'm just asked that question, hey, are you open to make some extra income? And people are gonna tell you yes, no. And we're looking for people that are motivated. We're looking for people that are go-getters, people that have dreams, because they're gonna be willing to take a look. Yep.
Speaking of that, I signed a young man up this weekend that was my server at a restaurant. A real nice young man, very personable, motivated. And I looked at him and said, hey, his name was, Prem. And I just said, hey, do you look at other ways to make money?
Yeah.
And he looked at me and he said, yes, sir, I do. And I said, hey, here's my card. What's the number? What's the number I can reach you at? So I got his number. And I'm going to tell you, that is a key, guys. Don't just give him your number or your card. I handed him my card. And if I hadn't had a card, I'd have said, hey, you got your phone, put my number in there. But I give them my number. And then since I've given them my number, they kind of feel a little obligated when you ask to give them, they'll give you their number. So I said, hey, here's my card. By the way, what's your number so I can holler at you and we'll set up an appointment. And he gave me his number and I called him. And, it was Friday, Alex, and I fight procrastination. I mean, I have to fight procrastination. I mean, I get stuff done, but a lot of times I'll put it off. So it was Friday, and I thought I should call Prem, and I thought, oh, it's Friday, and I thought, what do you mean it's Friday? Okay, it's Friday. I'm gonna call him. So I called him. I said, hey, you got any time to hook up? And he goes, yes. I said, hey, why don't you come over to my house? I said, I got time. I can show you what we got going on. And the young man came to the house. I signed him up at my kitchen table. I almost put it off thinking, it's Friday night. He's probably got something going on or whatever. I'm big now, Alex, into the power of now. I try to think, let's do it now. If I need to make a phone call, do it now. If I need to send a text, do it now. If I need to craft an email, do it now. If I need to set an appointment, do it now. I'm trying to get myself, we're all a work in progress. But I'm trying to do it myself where if I think of something, like Jordan and I wanted to call the CPA, and he said something about calling the CPA, and I said, hey, let's do it now. It's like I'm trying to do that in every area of my life is let's do it now. But anyway, I'm off my story. But he came over, I signed him up, and I think he's going to be good, He was on the training on Saturday morning, and it seems to be going good. He got on last night and to the Zooms, and you just never know. But all I did was say, do you look at other ways to make money? Yep. And, the Mark Dean story, I always tell Mark Dean's story because I think this is so powerful, in that Sarah Beth was buying a car. That's Jordan's sister. And I went with her. She bought the car. We negotiated back and forth and all that. And at the end, again, I just said, hey, do you look at other ways to make money? And he said, yes. I said, have you had lunch? No. Let's run to Jason's Deli. I took him to Jason's Deli, showed him a presentation, and he gets in, and Mark Dean, he's put in over 100,000 business partners, 100,000 reps, and obviously, made me a bunch of money. And again, all I did was say, do you look at other ways to make money? This isn't a hard business, guys. Do you have any other, like if you're calling a family member, what do you say? Do you change it up if it's a good friend? How do you invite, like if it's a good friend of yours?
Well, if it's a good friend of mine, I just tell them, hey, look, we need to get together. Me and the family are taking advantage of this opportunity, and I want for you to see the information. I don't want for you to later on say, hey, how come you didn't share this with me, right?
Right.
So, when you have the trust with a family member or a close friend, don't just be you and just tell them straight up, hey, I don't want for you to do it. I want for you to see it. Because, see, the fact of somebody seeing it and hearing it, it makes you feel good. It makes sense. And that's when people can make an informed decision. So, yeah, that's all I did.
Yeah. I know when I was getting going and I'm talking to my good buddies, or close family members, I basically just said, hey, get your butt over here to the house. I got something I want you to look at. There's a few people in your life that you can just say, get your butt over here. I mean, obviously you can't do that with everybody, but your good buddies, your close family members, people that you're really close to, you can do that. And it my gosh, it's just it's something that Alex said it. We're not trying to convince you to do anything. We're just looking for the ones that are looking. But I push people to look, Alex.
Right.
I mean, hey, if you look and tell me it's not for you, I'll never say another word. But at least look. And I always get the question, well, why do you push them to look if they don't even want to look? Because about half the people I've signed up didn't want to look, but when they saw what we had, they ended up getting in. Jordo, you partake in residual income. I mean, give us your thoughts on any of this stuff that we're talking about.
I'm just taking it in right now. I'm just enjoying the conversation and hearing what y'all have to say. Obviously, this is fun to be able to sit down and just have good communication.
Well, for you guys, if you don't know, and I don't know if we've talked about it or not on previous podcasts, but Jordan's pretty successful in this business too. He has multiple streams of income, so it's good. All right, Alex.
There's layers of success, and I think my success would be down here compared, but but there's a little bit there.
You got some success, brother. I mean, I promise you. Making a list, Alex. Tell people how to make a list.
Put everybody down. Don't prejudge anybody. Just start making your list, and then you can classify them by people that are positive, people that are motivated. We know who is a go-getter, and then don't prejudge anybody, because the people that you think are not going to do it, like you say, they're going to do it. And the people that you're sure they're going to do it, it might not be the right time for them, So just put everybody down on your list. Make sure you have enough room to write down, they might have something going on their life, but they are interested. That way you can circle back. The success is on the follow-up.
Amen.
Yeah.
I always say, get your phone, and everybody that's in your contacts, write them down. Don't go through there and say, well, I think Jordan will do it. I don't think Alex will do it. I think Aunt Susie would do it. I don't think Uncle Harry will do it. Let's not make the decision for them, because one of Jordan's baseball coaches is a guy named Brooks Haney. This is when he was, how old were you when you played for Brooks?
10.
10 probably.
10 to 14. It was
10 to 14.
Years.
So it's been a few years. But Brooks ended up getting in the business, and successful dentist, by the way. Successful dentist. I mean, he's the dentist that the dentist went to, okay? That's how successful, on magazine covers and all that. And I remember going, Brooks, why are you doing this? And I remember Brooks saying, hey, the only way I make money is if I got my hands in somebody's mouth. I want to make money like you do. And so you never know what's going on. A cousin of mine, Hunter Garner, Hunter. Hunter said, hey, I got a guy I want you to show the business to. You'll appreciate this one, Alex. He said, we're going to meet him at his country club. Well, I don't usually meet people at country clubs, even though I'm happy to do it. But we go to the country club, and as we're driving over there, I go, Hunter, tell me a little bit about Phil. And he goes, well, Phil, he just bought a $23 million airplane, and yada yada yada, and he's doing this, that, and the other. And I'm thinking, why is he even looking at this? So we said, a real nice guy. Phil was a great guy. I enjoyed visiting with him. And I looked at him, Alex, and I said, okay, Phil, I hear you just bought this multi-million-dollar airplane. I said, why are you looking at this? And he said, because, Presley, I got family members that I want to help, but I'm not going to just give them money. Mm-hmm. In other words, you never know what's going on in somebody's life, because I'm thinking, why am I even here talking to this dude, But he's not going to just hand somebody some money, but he'll help them do a business to make some money. Right. So you just never know. So put everybody down on the list. All right. Now, you got a list, you've invited, and tell them this. If you're working off your list, give them one more lesson here. So I look on there, and you're calling somebody. What do you say when you get them on the phone, these folks that are on your list? You want them to see a presentation. How do you invite somebody over the telephone?
Okay. Well, I just tell people, hey, listen, we need to get together. Either we can meet at Starbucks, you can come to my house, or if somebody that's far away, then we set up a Zoom meeting as well. But if it's within reach, I love more the belly to belly. I think it's more powerful. It's all about connection, and just set up the appointment. People might ask me, tell me a little bit about what you do, and I just tell people, hey, listen, this is visual. You have to see 100% of the information, so it can make sense for you. Again, don't explain your business over the phone, because if you do, you're not gonna get your prospect to go see your business presentation.
No, I kind of equate that as giving a haircut over the telephone. You just can't do it. I can't show somebody a presentation over the phone because it's a visual deal. They need to see numbers. They need to see the whole thing. The whole key to this is you want them to see the whole presentation. You don't want to just give them little bits and pieces and hope they make a decision. Get them in front of the whole information. Okay. Do you like to do one-on-ones, two-on-ones, home meetings, hotel meetings, Zooms? What is your favorite way to get people in front of the presentation?
It'll be the one-on-one, two-on-one. Home meetings are powerful because people feel very comfortable there. They open up, they ask questions. Hotel meetings are awesome too because you have top money earners that already have the success, so they can support you if you are new with credibility while you build your own credibility in your business. And so you just have to learn how to adapt yourself and make it appealing for your prospect. That way they're comfortable, so.
No, I agree with that. And understand, you can do a one-on-one. That's great. You can do a two-on-one. In other words, invite one of your upline folks with you and do it that way. You can take them to a hotel meeting. You can do a home meeting at their house or your house. You can get them on a Zoom. I mean, in today's world, especially after we had the COVID debacle, a Zoom is very accessible to just about everybody nowadays. It doesn't matter how you get it in front of them, just get it in front of them. That is the whole key. And here's a tidbit, and then we'll start kind of winding down here. But I think it is so important that when you're inviting, when you're doing all that, it's all about the posture that you do it with. It's all about you being excited. It's all about how you come across. So push people to look, be excited, invite them guys to just take a look. And if they start trying to ask you questions, then, if Jordan's the one showing the presentation and he's the expert, he's the guy that's had the success, and I'm trying to invite Alex, and Alex starts asking me a bunch of questions. I'll go, listen, Alex, I'm new at this. Jordan has been a phenomenal success with our company. He's going to be doing that presentation when we meet at Starbucks or wherever. Just hold those questions. Let's let the expert answer it because I'm pretty new at this. I don't really know all the answers. Always deflect everything back to whoever is going to do the Zoom, the hotel meeting, the meeting you at a coffee shop, wherever. Always deflect everything back to the expert, in quotations, the expert, and that'll save you a lot of trying to explain and try to answer questions and all that, especially when you're new and you don't really even know what to say. So deflect all that back there. Now, you mentioned we've made a list, we've invited, we've shown the plan now, and then you mentioned follow-up. Just talk real quick about follow-up as we're winding this show down.
Well, number one, after you show the information presentation, don't be afraid. Ask for the closing, right? Go for it. People nowadays are praying and looking for an opportunity, and I think we need to ask people if they're ready to get started. Don't be afraid to ask that question because a lot of people are ready. They're just waiting for you to ask. But if they're not ready, we have to understand that there might be something going on. Now you have to do a follow-up. The success of this industry is going to be on the follow-up. They say that the The pennies are on the presentations. The thousands of dollars are on the follow-up. Because, if you don't follow up, the person might never be part of your organization. But if you become a master of the follow-up, you're gonna build a huge team. I love following up with people. That's something that I love. Yep.
Well, you said it, Alex, and that is the fortunes in the follow-up. You're going to get a few people that if I sit down and I show Alex a presentation, a few people will sign up. Sure will. You'll get a few people that sign up right on the spot. That's great. But what I always tell folks is if they don't sign up right there, get another appointment scheduled. Let them, hey, Alex, you saw this. I know you got a couple of questions. Hey, tomorrow night we're having a Zoom presentation. Won't be on there 30 minutes. You can sit there in your bathrobe and slippers. Why don't you jump on tomorrow night? Get one more look at it. And then they look tomorrow night on the Zoom. They show up on the Zoom and they still haven't signed up. Then, I'll say, hey, there's a training tomorrow night. Why don't you jump on that Zoom training tomorrow night? That'll really get all your questions answered. And then, you can make your decision if you want to join me or not. So I always try to get the next appointment set. And then at some point in there, you got to go, hey, let's get you going. I mean, you got to go, like Alex said, you got to go for the close. Hey, do you have any more questions, Alex? You got everything answered? Let's get you going. And then just see what they say. But, just always be setting the next appointment. And after each time they see something, go, hey, let's get you going now. And if they're still waffling a little bit, then set another appointment to watch something else. And then at some point in time, you've done 2 or 3 things and they still haven't made a decision. Just go, hey, listen, you pray about it, talk to your spouse, whatever you got to do. I'll call you tomorrow and you just let me know if you in or out. I only work with 3 people at a time. I just need to know if you're going to be one of them. So, I don't ever beg anybody. I learned a long time ago, if you're begging them, you're probably going to have to beg them to do everything. You just want to show them what we've got, and then, if anything, take it away from them. Because if you start pulling it back, then you're going to get a lot of people by just pulling it back because they don't want to miss out. They don't want to be left behind. I think that is such a key. I think so many people try to sell what they got. They try to just shove it on people. No, you just take it back. Hey, if you're not interested, that's fine. We're rocking. This thing's going to explode without either me or you. I wish you'd join us, but hey, that's totally up to you. Well, give folks a closing thought, Alex, and then we're going to wrap this up.
Well, the closing is learn about your product or service, about the industry. People, like I say, more than ever today are looking to save money, and they are looking to make some extra income. And I believe this amazing industry can give you what you're looking for as long as you commit yourself to learn, to be coachable, to listen to your upline. If you do that, is a very high possibility that you're going to have a lot of success.
Amen. What's a closing thought from you, Jay Swag?
It's nice to rest my voice on this episode. I think it's awesome. This wasn't staged at all, and your answers are so similar to his answers that I've heard forever. It's just funny that both of y'all have had crazy success in that business, and the way you go about working it is so similar. And I think that's a good lesson for people that are watching right now. You got 2 guys sitting here that are unbelievably successful in network marketing, and they're giving you the blueprint of how to make it work. And if you listen to it and do the steps, you can have the same success that these guys have.
Amen. Well, brother, it's been a pleasure. I've had a lot of fun sitting here.
Likewise. Thank you.
Yeah, buddy. Guys, we thank you for joining us. I hope you got some nuggets out of this. We're here to add value to your life. And, we try to do podcasts on just life lessons, on business lessons, on networking lessons. We'll talk about anything. And if you've got a particular topic you'd like us to cover, put it down in the comments below, and we will try to cover anything that you guys want to talk about. Again, we're just here to add some value to your lives.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you for tuning in to the Residual Earners Podcast, guys. We will see you next week.
God bless you guys. Love you, brother.
Love you too.
Thanks for the invite.